What is the book of Numbers about? Numbers actually happens between Exodus and Leviticus, where God has brought the people of Israel out of slavery and taken them to Mount Sinai and given them the law and given them the tabernacle. And it happens between that and Deuteronomy and Joshua, where they get to the promised land and go in. So the book of Numbers is actually just about the wandering in the wilderness, that period of time. And it is roughly divided between two parts. Chapters 1 to 26 is about the dying off of the first generation of Israelites. And then chapters 27 to 36 to the end is about the maturing of the second generation who's actually going to go in.
And in case you're interested in this sort of thing, the book of Numbers gets its name by the fact that it has two numberings of the people of Israel, one at the beginning of the book and one at the end. And so obviously the first numbering of the people was to number how many there were who came out of Egypt. And then finally the second numbering of the people of Israel was how many people were about to enter into the promised land.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me today for another program for Digging Deeper. I am your host, Billy Ray Parrish. And today, we will continue our Bible study in Numbers chapter 3. We are in the fourth book of the Bible, Numbers, which focused on the arrangement of the Israelites' tribal camps around the tabernacle. It outlines the specific order in which each tribe was to camp, ensuring an organized and structured encampment during their wilderness journey. Numbers chapter 2 is made up of 51 verses beginning with verse 1. These also are the generations of Aaron and Moses in the day that the Lord spake with Moses in Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, whom he consecrated to minister in the priest's office. And Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord, when they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children, and Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron their father. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. And they shall keep his charge, and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation, to do the service of the tabernacle. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge of the children of Israel, to do the service of the tabernacle. And thou shalt give the Levites unto Aaron, and to his sons. They are wholly given unto him out of the children of Israel. And thou shalt appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priest's office. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel instead of all the firstborn that openeth the matrix among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine, because all the firstborn are mine, for on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast, mine shall they be. I am the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers, by their families, every male from a month old and upward shalt thou number them. And Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he was commanded. And these were the sons of Levi by their names: Gershon, and Kohath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families: Libni, and Shimi. And the sons of Kohath by their families: Amram, and Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. And the sons of Merari by their families: Mali, and Mashi. These are the families of the Levites according to the house of their fathers. Of Gershon was the family of the Libnites. And the family of the Shermites, these are the families of the Gershonites. Those that were numbered of them, according to the number of all the males, from a month old and upward, even those that were numbered of them were 7,500. The families of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tabernacle westward. And the chief of the house of the father of the Gershonites shall be Elazaph the son of Lael. And the charge of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation shall be the tabernacle, and the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the hangings of the court, and the curtain for the door of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and by the altar round about, and the cords of it for all the service thereof. And of Kohath was the family of the Amramites, and the family of the Izharites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzzielites. These are the families of the Kohathites. In the number of all the males, from a month old and upward, were 8,600, keeping the charge of the sanctuary. The families of the sons of Kohath shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle southward. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of the Kohathites shall be Elizaphan, son of Uzziel. And their charge shall be the ark, and the table, and the candlestick, and the altars, and the vessels of the sanctuary wherewith they minister, and the hanging, and all the service thereof. And Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest shall be chief over the chief of the Levites, and have the oversight of them that keep the charge of the sanctuary. Of Merari was the family of the Malites, and the family of the Mushites. These are the families of Merari. And those that were numbered of them, according to the number of all the males, from a month old and upward, were 6,200. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of Merari was Zuriel the son of Abihail. These shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northward. And under the custody and charge of the sons of Merari shall be the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and all the vessels thereof, and all that serveth thereto, and the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords. But those that encamp before the tabernacle toward the east, even before the tabernacle of the congregation eastward, shall be Moses and Aaron, and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the charge of the children of Israel. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. All that were numbered of the Levites, which Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord, throughout their families. All the males from a month old and upward were 22,000. And the Lord said unto Moses, Number all the firstborn of the males of the children of Israel from a month old and upward, and take the number of their names. And thou shalt take the Levites for me. I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of all the firstlings among the cattle of the children of Israel. And Moses numbered, as the Lord commanded him, all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and all the firstborn males by the number of names, from a month old and upward, of those that were numbered of them, were 22,213. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle. And the Levites shall be mine. I am the Lord. And for those that are to be redeemed of the 260, and 13 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, which are more than the Levites, thou shalt even take 5 shekels apiece by the poll. After the shekel of the sanctuary shalt thou take them. The shekel is 20 gerahs, and thou shalt give the money, wherewith the odd number of them is to be redeemed, unto Aaron and to his sons. And Moses took the redemption money of them that were over, and above them that were redeemed by the Levites, of the firstborn of the children of Israel took he the money 1,360, and 5 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And Moses gave the money of them that were redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons, according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. Numbers chapter 3 verses 1 through 10 outline the lineage of Aaron and his sons, who would serve as priests, and the significance of fire in their priestly duties. It details the names of Aaron's sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, who were chosen for the priesthood. Verse 1 introduces the genealogical records and the roles of the Levites, who were chosen to serve as substitutes for the firstborn males of Israel, and dedicated to God's service. The first 5 verses list the genealogy of Aaron, and Moses is presented, listing Aaron's sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, who were ordained as priests. However, Nadab and Abihu are said to have died before the Lord due to an unauthorized offering. This highlights the importance of the Levites as attendants to the priests, and emphasizes that even they cannot perform the priestly functions of offering sacrifices or burning incense. The Levites' duties are explained in Nadab and Abihu, who were sons of Aaron, and were consumed by fire for offering unauthorized fire before the Lord, found in Leviticus 10. This event serves as a reminder of the importance of following God's instructions precisely in the worship and service of the tabernacle. God speaks to Moses, instructing him about the roles of the Levites, who were to minister for the people outside the tabernacle and maintain its components and furnishings. The Levites were given to Aaron and his sons to serve them exclusively, being wholly dedicated to their service, and not participating in military service as the other tribes did. This reflects the covenantal relationship established at Sinai, where God chose Israel as his people, and Moses as their leader, which is foundational to understanding the laws and instructions given throughout the Torah. The Levites were responsible for a wide range of tasks that involved maintaining the tabernacle, ensuring that worship could take place in an orderly and reverent manner. We see the assignment of the Levites to Aaron and his sons for the service of the sanctuary. The Levites are exclusively assigned to Aaron and his sons to assist them in their priestly duties and to keep guard over the tabernacle and its furnishings. This practice symbolizes a deeper spiritual significance, illustrating the idea of being chosen and set apart for God's service. Verse 10 specifically states that only Aaron and his sons are authorized to perform the priestly duties, and anyone else attempting to do so will be put to death. Verse 11 highlights the ongoing communication between God and Moses, emphasizing that God's guidance and instructions are direct and purposeful. God's claim over the firstborn of Israel, and his choice to substitute the Levites for the firstborn sons. God declares that he has taken the Levites from among the sons of Israel instead of every firstborn. This declaration is rooted in the historical context of the Exodus, where God spared the firstborn of the Israelites during the final plague that struck Egypt, thereby claiming them as his own. The substitution of the Levites for the firstborn sons underscores God's grace and the unique role of the Levites in his service. This arrangement allowed families to keep their firstborn sons while still honoring God's claim on them. God declares that all the firstborn, both human and animal, belong to him because he spared the firstborn of Israel during the Passover in Egypt. While striking down the firstborn of Egypt, God sanctified the firstborn of Israel to himself on the day he struck down the firstborn in Egypt, signifying that they were set apart for a special purpose. God did not take every firstborn son from each family. God chose the Levites to serve on behalf of all the firstborns, dedicating them to the service of the tabernacle. Moses instructed Moses to count the Levites, a specific tribe of Israel, by their families and clans, including every male from a month old and upward. This census was unique because it focused exclusively on the Levites, who were not counted among the general population in the earlier census of the 12 tribes. The three main family lines of the Levites: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Each of these family groups had specific duties assigned to them in the service of the tabernacle. The main clans within the Kohathite branch of the Levites: Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Amram, one of the sons of Kohath, and the father of Moses and Aaron. Izhar, another son of Kohath, and a progenitor of one of the Levitical clans. Hebron, a son of Kohath and the ancestor of another Levitical clan. Uzziel, the fourth son of Kohath, and the founder of yet another Levitical clan. The two main clans within the Gershonite branch of the Levites: Libni and Shimei. Each clan was given specific duties related to the Gershonites were responsible for caring for the tabernacle's coverings, curtains, and other fabric elements. This task was crucial because these items represented the boundary between the holy and the common, ensuring that the sacred space was protected and respected service of the tabernacle, highlighting the importance of each family group in the life of Israel's worship. The Hebronite and Uzzielite clans as part of the Kohathite branch of the Levites, who were responsible for handling some of the most sacred duties in the tabernacle, including the Ark of the Covenant and other essential items used in worship. The careful organization of duties within the Levites emphasizes that each group within the Kohathites had specific responsibilities, reflecting God's detailed and intentional structure for his worship system. The Gershonite family, 1 month old or older, totaled 7,500. The number 7,500 is neither the smallest nor the largest count among the Levites, indicating the relative size of the Gershonites compared to other Levitical families. The Gershonites were to pitch their tents behind the tabernacle to the west. Eliasapha's role was not just administrative, he was responsible for overseeing the duties assigned to the Gershonites, who were tasked with caring for the coverings, curtains, and fabric elements of the tabernacle. Eliasapha's position as leader of the Gershonites shows that God not only assigns tasks, but also raises up leaders to guide, organize, and support his people in their service. The Gershonites' duties included caring for the fabric structures of the tabernacle, which involved setting up, taking down, and transporting these items whenever the Israelites moved. Their work ensured that the sacred space remained intact, and that the tabernacle was properly maintained. This responsibility was not only practical, but also symbolic, reflecting the boundaries between the holy and the common, and maintaining the order of worship. The cords of the tabernacle and tent, which were in their charge, along with the service related to these items. The cords were likely used to secure the hangings and curtains of the tabernacle to ensure they were stable and not moved by the wind. The Kohathites' total number of males from a month old and upward was 8,600, which was the largest number among the Levite houses. The families of the sons of Kohath were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, which, while considered an honorable position, though not as prestigious as the east side reserved for Moses, Aaron, and his sons. Elizaphan, the son of Uzziel, as the leader of the Kohathite clans. This verse highlights the importance of leadership within the context of the Israelite community, where specific individuals were appointed to oversee and manage the responsibilities of their clans in the service of God and the maintenance of the tabernacle. the number 22,000 represents the total count of Levite males from a month old and above, who were designated to replace the firstborn of Israel in service to the Lord. The organization of the Levites, specifically mentioning the Merarites, one of the three main branches of the Levites. The total count was 6,200, showing that every individual within the Merarite division was counted and had a potential role in the service of the tabernacle. Zuriel, the son of Abihail, listed as the leader of the Merarite clans. His role was crucial in organizing and managing the tasks assigned to his group, which primarily involved the upkeep of the tabernacle's structural elements, such as the frames, crossbars, posts, and bases. Zuriel's leadership was not just a title, it involved guiding his clan in fulfilling their responsibilities to maintain the sanctuary according to God's instructions. Under their custody and charge are the boards of the tabernacle, the bars, the pillars, and the sockets. These items were essential components of the tabernacle, which served as a portable place of worship for the Israelites during their journey in the wilderness. The Merarites were tasked with handling the hardware components of the tabernacle's structure, such as the boards, bars, and pillars, along with their sockets and ropes. This work was part of their broader role in managing the physical framework and support systems of the tabernacle. Specific responsibilities and positioning were given of Moses, Aaron, and Aaron's sons in the camp of the Israelites, including setting up their tent on the east side of the tabernacle, directly in front of the entrance, toward the sunrise. This prominent position symbolized their special role in leading and overseeing the worship of Israel. Matthew Henry Concise Commentary, verses 40 through 51 explains, the number of the firstborn and that of the Levites came near to each other. Known unto God are all his works beforehand, there is an exact proportion between them. And so it will appear, when they are compared together, the small number of firstborn over and above the number of the Levites were to be redeemed, and the redemption money given to Aaron. The church is called the church of the firstborn, which is redeemed, not as they were, with silver and gold, but, being devoted by sin to the justice of God, is ransomed with the precious blood of the Son of God. All men are the Lord's by creation, and all true Christians are his by redemption. Each should know his own post and duty, nor can any service required by such a master be rightly accounted mean or hard. Verses 40 through 49 teaches that God instructed Moses to count all the firstborn male children of Israel who are 1 month old or older, and to list their names. God gives Moses instructions to take the Levites as a replacement for the firstborn males of the Israelites, along with the cattle of the Levites to replace the firstlings of the Israelites. Cattle. Initially, God intended to take the firstborn of every Israelite family for his service in the tabernacle. However, this plan was changed, and God chose the Levites as a substitute to perform the priestly duties. Verse 42 is the beginning of the census of the Levites. The total count of firstborn males from the tribes of Israel, excluding the Levites, who were specifically designated for sanctuary service. And the count reveals 22,273 firstborn males, who were not part of the Levite contingent, signifying that they were subject to redemption through a monetary payment. The extra 273 firstborn sons were assigned a value in money 5 shekels for each one individually, and the money was given to the tabernacle. This payment was to be made in terms of the shekel of the sanctuary, which was equivalent to 20 gerahs. The money collected from this redemption was then given to Aaron and his sons, the priests. Moses was instructed to collect 5 shekels per firstborn male, totaling 273 individuals. to be given to the priests as a monetary payment to redeem them. This practice underscores the principle of redemption and highlights the cost associated with being set apart for God's service. It also serves as a practical solution that accommodates the needs of the people while upholding God's standards. Moses collected 1,365 shekels, according to the standard of the sanctuary, for the surplus number of firstborn, specifically 273. This payment ensured that the total number of Levites who replaced the firstborn males in service would be 22,000. Chapter 3 of Numbers ends with Moses giving the redemption money to Aaron and his sons. This money, 5 shekels for each of the firstborn males exceeding the number of Levites, was given as a substitute for those who were not to be Levites. It was a fulfillment of God's command to Moses, ensuring that the tribe of Levi replaced the firstborn males in service to the tabernacle. The Levites were set apart from the other tribes and dedicated to the Lord's service as caretakers of the tabernacle and as assistants to Aaron. They were appointed to take the place of the firstborn males from the other tribes, symbolizing a divine exchange. This practice illustrated the idea that redemption is not merely transactional, but encapsulates a deeper spiritual significance. Further, the chapter emphasizes the organized and systematic approach to worship and service, highlighting the unique role of the Levites in the religious life of Israel. The historical context of Numbers 3 is set during the time when the Israelites were traveling through the wilderness after their escape from Egypt. God established the tabernacle as the center of worship, and the Levites were set apart to serve in and care for it. Among the Levites, the Kohathites had the special duty of caring for the most sacred items of the tabernacle, which represented God's direct presence among His people. Throughout the chapter, we see the importance of obedience to God's word and the value God places on each individual within the community. It also symbolizes the completeness and perfection of God's plan for His people. This census was unique because the Levites were not counted among the other tribes of Israel due to their distinct role. Instead of receiving a land inheritance, they were dedicated to serving in the tabernacle, assisting the priests, and performing various duties to maintain the place of worship. The thoroughness of the count, including every male from 1 month old and up, underscored the idea that each Levite, regardless of age, was part of God's holy calling. We have reached the end of Numbers, chapter 3, for Digging Deeper. I thank you for continuing to tune into our Bible studies as we simply go digging deeper into the Word of God. It's not enough to simply read the Bible, you must also understand it. And this is what I try to do. I want to help each one of you understand the Word of God on a larger level. I am learning with each of you, so this is a great privilege for me. Before we go, if you like our content, please like and share. And think about hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything our ministry is doing. Until next time, I am your host, Billy Ray Parrish, thanking you. Stay safe and God bless.